Pedro Acosta. At just 20 years old, he's already being called the future of MotoGP. But behind the victories and headlines, there are some incredible things most fans don't know about him. Stick around, because these 7 facts will totally change how you see the Shark of Mazarrón. Number 1. He started riding at 5, but he hated motorcycles at first. Pedro's journey didn't begin with love at first ride. His father gave him a 50cc mini bike at the age of 5, hoping to pass on his passion. But little Pedro? He was terrified. He even cried during his first few training sessions. He only got back on the bike because his dad offered to stop taking him to school if he trained instead. From tears to titles, it's wild to think that the Moto3 world champion almost gave it all up before it even started. The turning point came when his dad made him an unusual deal. If you train with the bike, you don't have to go to school on those days. For a 5-year-old, missing school sounded like paradise. What's incredible is that those early tears weren't just fear, they were frustration. Pedro was a perfectionist even at 5 years old. He couldn't stand not being good at something immediately. Once he realized that falling was part of learning, everything changed. His father still jokes that Pedro owes his career to his hatred of mathematics class. Number 2. He learned to race in complete silence. Unlike many young racers, Pedro wasn't surrounded by a full team or constant coaching. In his early years, his dad would simply drop him off at the track and watch from far away. No radio, no feedback. Pedro had to learn just by observing others and feeling the bike. He says that taught him to think for himself, a quality that now separates him from the pack in Moto2 and MotoGP. This wasn't neglect, it was intentional. His father believed that too much coaching would make Pedro dependent on others' voices instead of developing his own racing instincts. "The bike will teach you everything you need to know," he would say. "You just have to listen." Today, you'll notice Pedro is one of the few riders who rarely looks at data screens between sessions. He trusts his feelings more than telemetry. Even now in MotoGP, his crew chief says Pedro gives the most detailed feedback they've ever heard from such a young rider. Number 3. His nickname, El Tiburón. The shark isn't just cool, it's personal. Many riders have nicknames, but few are as fitting as Acosta's. El Tiburón de Mazarrón. Mazarrón is a coastal town in southern Spain, famous for its fishing culture. Pedro grew up near the water, and his first sponsor was a local fishmonger. They called him the Little Shark because of his fierce focus, even as a kid. That name stuck, and today you'll find shark graphics on his helmets, gloves, and even tattooed on fans. Here's the incredible part. His first sponsor wasn't a motorcycle company. It was a local fishmonger named Miguel who owned the town's main fish market. Pedro was an amazing swimmer and free diver as a kid. He could hold his breath for nearly 3 minutes and would spend hours diving for sea urchins and small fish. Miguel used to joke that Pedro hunted in the water the same way he hunted for racing lines, with patience, precision, and then sudden explosive action. Pedro had a small shark tattooed behind his right ear after winning the Moto3 championship, a tribute to Miguel. Number 4. He broke Moto3 records nobody thought possible. In 2021, Pedro shocked the world by winning the Moto3 title as a rookie, but it's how he did it that blew minds. He started from the pit lane in just his second race, and won. No one in modern MotoGP history had done that. He also scored 6 wins and 12 podiums in 18 races. Journalists and veteran riders couldn't believe it. Some even called him the next Marquez, and Pedro hated it. He's not trying to copy anyone. He's building his own story. The television commentators went silent for nearly 10 seconds because they couldn't believe what they were watching. Even Valentino Rossi, watching from the paddock, was seen shaking his head in disbelief. The numbers are staggering. He set 7 new track records, had the highest average finishing position in Moto3 history, and clinched the championship with 2 races to spare. In interviews, he'd get visibly frustrated. "I'm not trying to be the next anyone. I'm trying to be the first Pedro Acosta." Number 5. He's obsessed with bicycles and uses them for mental training. While most riders focus on gym work and cardio machines, Pedro prefers long rides on his road bike, not just for fitness, but for peace of mind. He often rides solo for hours, through the Spanish countryside or near the coast. He says that time helps him clear his mind, review races, and stay humble. It's not just a workout, it's therapy. And that calm, methodical mindset, it shows on track. Pedro rides 100 to 200 kilometer routes, often in complete silence, no music, no company. He has specific routes he's mapped out. The championship route, a brutal 180-kilometer loop he rode every day during his 2021 title fight, and the meditation route, a gentle 80-kilometer coastal ride after bad races. Pedro uses these rides to visualize entire race weekends, mentally practicing every corner of upcoming tracks while his body works at moderate intensity. His sports psychologist was amazed by this technique. His bike mechanic jokes that Pedro probably has more kilometers on his road bike than some riders have on their racing motorcycles. When you're suffering alone on a mountain climb with no cameras or crowds, you remember who you really are. Number 6. He turned down factory offers to follow his own path. At the end of 2023, several factory teams approached Pedro, including Ducati and Yamaha. But instead of jumping at the opportunity, he chose to stay with KTM and move into the Gas Tech 3 MotoGP squad. Why? Because he values trust and development over hype. He wanted to grow with a team that supported him since Moto3. It was a bold choice, and it shows his loyalty and long-term vision. Number 7. Pedro Acosta isn't just chasing championships. He's chasing something bigger: evolution. He wants to make MotoGP more accessible to young riders, especially from small towns like his. But this isn't just talk. Pedro has a concrete plan called the Mazarrón Project. The personal story behind the vision. The idea came from his own struggles. Pedro's father worked multiple jobs to pay for racing expenses, and they often had to choose between new tires and basic necessities. I remember my mother counting coins on the kitchen table, trying to figure out if we could afford the next race, Pedro recalls. He discovered it costs 50,000 to 100,000 euros per year for a young rider to compete seriously. Most families simply can't afford this, meaning incredible talent is wasted every day. The revolutionary plan. Pedro's solution is brilliant. Instead of traditional academies requiring upfront payment, promising riders would be supported entirely through sponsorship networks he's building. Selected riders would train near Mazarrón using standardized equipment, ensuring talent matters more than budget. He's already committed 40% of his career earnings to the project and has backing from major sponsors. The first facility opens in 2026, with graduates reaching Moto 3 by 2028. But here's the revolutionary part. Pedro isn't just thinking about Spain. He's planning to scout talent in Southeast Asia, South America, and Africa, regions with huge motorcycle cultures, but zero pathways to Grand Prix racing. The vision. "I'm not doing this for charity," Pedro explains. "We're wasting the next Marc Marquez simply because they were born in the wrong economic situation. I want every kid with talent to have the same chance I had. Not everyone has a father willing to work 3 jobs, but everyone deserves a chance to chase their dreams." Pedro doesn't just want to win. He wants to democratize dreams themselves. Pedro Acosta might be young, but his story is already legendary. From crying on his first bike to rewriting Moto3 history, every chapter reveals a rider who's as fearless off the track as he is on it. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up, subscribe for more MotoGP deep dives, and comment below. What surprised you most about El Tiburón? Thanks for watching, and see you in the next race.